Hello, I am Jumes and this is the third episode of the SupremeItem tutorial series. In the last episode we explained the parameters used inside the left click skill and the right click skill. Before starting, I would suggest you to join our Discord server, where you will be able to ask for more specific support, suggest new features, and see items created by other people. The link of the Discord server is in the description. In this episode, we will inspect some basic actions and we will see how to set them properly. Let's first of all explain what an action is precisely. An action is just a simple mechanic that is executed when triggered by a skill. An action takes as input a target and a source, that we explained last time. Actions can wrap other actions too, and control the execution of wrapped actions following certain conditions. Some examples of simple actions are heal an entity, damage an entity, apply a potion effect, and so on. We already saw some actions used in practice in the last episode when explaining some basic examples of items. Let's now use some basic actions. Let's say we want to create, for example, a sword that deals 1 health of bonus damage on it. Heals the carrier of the sword for 1 health, applies a slow effect to the hit entity for a second, send a message, displays some particles and plays a sound. All of these things I just mentioned are basic examples of actions. Let's configure our sword step by step. First of all, we create an item from the /si list GUI, clicking the add button. Now we rename it. For example, we can call it thirsty sword, like this. Now we set the item to an iron sword. Let's find it in this list of items. Here it is. And now that we have our item ready, we can set the skills. For example, let's start with an hit entity skill, which is this one. This skill will be triggered whenever the carrier of the item hits an entity having this word. So let's just start adding some actions. Let's start with the ones applied on the hit entity. So we go in damaged entity actions parameter, which is this one. Now, from here we add all our actions. Let's start with damage action, which is this one, and set the amount value to 2. 2 means 2 half hearts, which stands for 1 heart in total. We have the absolute parameter here, which says if the damage should consider armor or not. We have our damage action. We can continue with the potion effect action. We select the slow effect from our list. Now we set the duration to 20 ticks. We already have 20 ticks, which is 1 second, so okay, fine. We set the level to 0, which is already 0. Now, the other parameters are related to how the effect is visually displayed, so we can leave them as they are now. Let's now add some particles. Here we are. Let's select, for example, redstone block breaking particles. We go to block crack type, we select this. Now we can see that the data parameter appeared here. In the data parameter we set the redstone block. Let's find it. Here it is. Now we can set other parameters like offset 2.2, I don't know, the count to 11 to 10, the speed if you really want it, no problem. And here we are. So, various types of particles may have different types of additional data to set related to them. For example, redstone particles have some fields which allow the modification of the color and the size and so on. All these parameters will appear under this data parameter displayed as a diamond, this one. Now we can move to the damager entity action, this one, to add some actions that will be applied on the item carrier. Let's add an heal action to heal the carrier, and let's set the amount to 2. Again, 2 means 2 half hearts, so for a total of 1 heart. Now let's add a sound action, this one. Let's select just a random sound. Here we can set the pitch and the volume of the sound if we wanted to. Now let's go on and we can add a message action now. Here it is. So in this message, everything that will be written will be sent to the player. Color codes are supported too. Let's say, for example, we want a red colored ouch, I don't know. And here is the preview of our message. Another important thing is this target parameter, which is here. It's present in almost every action. This target parameter, if set to true, will mean that the action will be applied on the skill target, while if it's set to false, means that the action will be applied to the skill source. So be careful when setting this, because this is really important. Now, we have our sword complete, and now we can give it a try. Let's go to the main menu. Here it is. Let's middle click to have it in our inventory. And now let's see if it works. As we can see, our sword is working finally. It heals us, it displays particles on the zombie, it damages him, and does everything we want. Perfect. So, to recap, in this episode we set some basic actions and we saw their most important parameters. Hope you enjoyed this day. In the next episode we will start seeing how to work with projectiles. And now, goodbye.